NFL Week 4. That's Jacob. I'm Adam. Let's go. Welcome back to the webcast, All Sports One Web. I'm Adam. That's Jacob. Yes, I have to still be wearing the Ohio State jersey after that thriller in South Bend last week. I will be not taking it off until tomorrow. I got to ride this one out a little bit. We got the NFL Week 4 picks here. Let's just go ahead and dive into them because yesterday, I made the video here on the webcast picking between the Lions and the Packers, and I thought Aaron Jones coming back, being able to dink it down to him will really help Jordan Love avoid that vaunted pass rush of the Detroit Lions. Obviously, that did not happen. Any play action that they tried to do just ended up with Jordan Love tackled 5 yards behind line of scrimmage in the backfield. He couldn't even turn around. Great comeback there. Aaron Jones was seeing the field more and more throughout the game, but Lions really took that one start to finish. How did you feel about the Lions, especially rebounding after that pick early on, 27 unanswered there?
Yeah, I mean, the Lions had a great game. I think this was their first game where they looked truly dominant. They obviously had that huge win at Arrowhead to start off the season. But this was the first game where I actually felt like they really dominated a team, and the commentators couldn't stop saying enough good things about the Lions in the first half. Obviously, Packers made a nice little run at the start of the third quarter, but it was always Lions. A really strong performance. They look like the favorites to win their division this year.
Yeah, what a huge game this was kind of early on in the season with both Chicago and Minnesota 0-3. The Lions really take control of the division by winning in Lambeau Thursday night. But we move to the Falcons taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Jaguars' real home, which is London, England. 75% supporting Jacksonville, probably all people from the UK and me because I got Jacksonville winning in this one.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville just manages more points than the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are going to score that much, and I think that the Jaguars just edge them out there.
Yeah, what a crazy loss. I mean, we expected them to really put up a tough game there against against Kansas City, but then to come back and lose to the Texans, I think everyone was pretty shocked by that one. But this game being in London, I think gives me the edge with Jacksonville. So I will go as well with the Jaguars. The Dolphins putting up 70 points against the Broncos. It is the Broncos, but anyway, 70 points. No Jalen Waddle due to concussion protocol. He comes back for this one as they travel up to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Very close. 57% got the Dolphins to stay undefeated. Do you agree?
And this is going to be such an awesome game. This is the game I'm most excited to watch this Sunday. The Dolphins look like the best team in the league. Mike McDaniel deciding not to kick the field goal at the end just showed his class. However, I think Josh Allen is really starting to figure things out. He's looking more like playoff Josh, and he has really rebounded since that bad week 1 loss. I think the Bills actually win this one. I think I'm going with the underdog with the who's favorite on ESPN, but I'm going Bills to maintain Tua and Tyreek as much as any team can. I mean, no team can really maintain them. They're going to score some points, but I like the Bills. What do you think?
Yeah, this was really interesting. You know, Miami 8-3 or 3 wins, 8 losses in 11 games on the road last season. They've won their opening 2 on the road, including that great game against the Chargers in LA to kick off the season. Obviously at home, they scored 70 points against the Broncos. Going on the road to Buffalo, I do like Buffalo. It's going to be nice and sunny, though. Jalen Waddle does come back. So, I was kind of worried if the Dolphins would kind of get a little bit stale, kind of take a little their foot off the gas a little bit after scoring 70 points. Will they be able to kind of keep the momentum going? But bringing Jalen Waddle back into that offense, I think provides them with a little bit of a spark to keep that going. So I love a great game in this one. I think it'll be really close. We do need to avenge that loss as we dropped in our rankings from 100. We dropped 50,000 places due to that Lambeau loss on Thursday night. So we will need to avenge that. And what better than go with the 43% to pick the Buffalo Wings to continue their winning streak. Let's go, Buffalo. I feel that this game, I really wonder if anyone will be tuning into this one. It's kind of interesting just to see be able to put together any part of an offense. Russell Wilson kind of going under the radar, back-to-back 300-yard games. The talk of all last year was the fact that he never had a 300-yard game. He puts back-to-back 300-yard games together, but they, are being outscored by 700 points, which the defense was their kind of calling card last year. And now this year, both seem to not really be working. The Bears at home. Can Justin Fields get that 6th win of his career? Who do you got in this one?
And after just talking about the Dolphins and the Bills, this is the complete antithesis of that matchup. This is not going to be a very watchable game. I don't think I have any trust in either team, but you have to pick one. And I think I have less trust in the Chicago Bears. I think the Chicago Bears are absolutely abysmal right now. I don't know what they're going to do.
This is the game that they are primed to win, okay? Denver, granted, yes, they are going to have some kind of bite back after fight in them after losing by that, but they quit that entire game. They just there wasn't even fight in that game. So even if they do fight back, I just don't think it'll be really that much. And if I'm the Bears, this is the game I circled on my schedule that I'm going to get my first win. You're at home. The weather's still going to be nice. Denver just cannot do anything. They can't play their way out of a paper bag. Chicago at least is trying to get stuff going. I like the Bears in this one.
Okay, man. I'll let you take this one.
Let's go, Bears!
I think Justin Fields got about 120 minutes left of his career. If he doesn't figure it out, I feel like he's going to be a backup quarterback.
That's rough. That's rough to say. That is tough to say.
But I'll let you pick that one.
All right. Thank you very much. 60% got the Ravens, who are a little bit more healthy, getting Clowney back after losing in OT to the Colts. What a terrible, terrible PI call or lack thereof in overtime. I mean, if that just gets called, you don't even need to take another down. Just kick a 65-yard field goal with Justin Tucker that ends the game. And
I don't know how the refs missed that PI. They win that. But Justin Tucker could have won the game. Ravens didn't need to put themselves into that, especially against the Colts without their starting QB. Ravens got to take some blame there. But yeah, I don't know how the refs missed that call.
Yeah. Absolutely terrible. Definitely should be sitting at 3-0. And, they kind of had that last year where they lost some of these random games that you wouldn't expect them to lose. Granted, again, they were just plagued with injuries going into that game. And still, many still had them to win, including us last week. But give them a little bit of a pass in this one. They get a little bit healthy, but they are taking on one of the best overall defense, but especially run defenses in the Cleveland Browns up in Cleveland. Again, the weather should be pretty good out there. Who do you got in this one? I am tempted to lean Browns.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm leaning Myles Garrett. I'm going to put it that way.
Yeah.
He is an absolute monster, and Lamar Jackson has no running game to help him open up his passing, and I think Garrett's just going to eat him. However, this could go either way. This is a huge AFC North matchup. Both teams desperately want the win to stay top of their division. I'm fine with choosing Browns, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens pull off the win.
Yeah, I mean, they're still the Ravens, one of the best top to bottom rosters in the NFL, especially if they can get the passing game going. But I agree with you. This and a couple other games this week it is really going to be kind of okay, let me put it this way. The Browns are going to make the Ravens be one-dimensional because they're not going to be able to run the football. So can they lean on the passing game enough to get the win? Yes, the Browns don't have Nick Chubb, but no Chubb, no problem last week for the Browns. And so I agree. I think I'm going to have to lean Browns there at home against the Ravens. They know each other very well. But that run defense, I think, is going to be too much, forcing Baltimore to be one-dimensional. And that is exactly the story for this game. Tennessee, for the life of me, just will not – they're kind of like Chelsea right now. They just will not abandon what they are doing. Everyone knows what they're going to do. They know what they're going to try and do, and it just isn't working. It's just not going to work. Tennessee did get that OT win against the Chargers a couple weeks ago, but they are – a run-first team. They want to run the football. If they don't run the football, they really do not adapt at all. And so it's whether or not they can get running the football against the Bengals defense, who have let up 5.1 yards per carry this year, over 200 yards to the Browns, over 150 yards to the Ravens when the Ravens were healthy with that great backfield. Derrick Henry hasn't had much luck against the Bengals, including in the playoffs and last 2 years ago, and then last year near the end of the season, about 50 yards rushing for Derrick Henry. So if that Bengals defense, which did show up against the Rams on Monday night, can show up against the Titans are just not going to get on the board enough. But do you have any faith in Joe Burrow's calf? We've seen it kind of be an issue, especially for anything down the field. Ja'Marr Chase did pick up about 8 receptions on Monday night against the Rams. That seemed to be, getting that connection up and running for the season. But it is a short week for the guy. He does have to travel now to Tennessee.
Yeah, it seems like the Bengals are kind of playing with fire, having their franchise quarterback just play injured because they're too embarrassed to have gone down 0-3. They probably should have rested him the other night. Obviously, they got the win. It looks like the right decision. But if his calf gives out, the Achilles injury is like right around the corner if he has no calf support, which is obviously a way scarier injury. I think they're going to keep playing with fire, and they're going to play him, though. And I don't see Ryan Tannehill pulling off a win. He's looking dreadful, which is why they're running it so much. I think the Bengals defense have struggled against the run when they've been scared of the passing game. I don't think they're really scared of what Tannehill's going to do to them, and they can just focus on taking down Derrick Henry. Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow finally clicked again. That was refreshing to see. Chase had a brilliant game the other day. I think the Bengals win this one.
Yeah, I like to see that. Make it 3 in a row for the Bengals against the Titans. The Rams take it on the Colts. Gardner Minshew going into Baltimore, stashing all and getting the win in overtime. Granted, that PI call, but still, Gardner Minshew is the man. Can he now go in? Or he actually is at home in this one against the Rams, who playing on a short week after losing in Cincinnati, got to travel all the way back to the Midwest to take on the Colts. Who do you got in this one?
I think Matthew Stafford's looking great. Puka Nacua is awesome. I like the Rams to win. I still don't have that much faith in the Colts. They got a nice win the other day, sitting at 2-1. I think their record is flattering them a little bit, though. I think the Rams are also better than a 1-2 team. They've had a couple close losses, and I think they win this.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson should be out of concussion protocol, so I will love to see his welcome to the NFL moment when Aaron Donald tries to chase him down out of the pocket. That's going to be a great thing to watch. 64% and 36, I think, is a little bit too high. I think it is a closer game, but I think Matthew Stafford will come to play and maybe get the Rams going a little bit more. But I do expect a pretty close game in that one, but we will go Rams. Tampa Bay against the Saints. Derek Carr with that hurt shoulder at the end of that Green Bay game last week, as Green Bay scored 18 in the fourth quarter to come back. They go home with Jameis Winston taking on his old team that is now led by Baker Mayfield. Who do you got in the Big Easy?
Yeah, obviously Alvin Kamara coming back is huge for the
huge.
Saints. But it's unfortunate the Saints can't catch a break. They have Kamara suspended the first few games, and then their quarterback that they just got in Derek Carr goes down injured. Hopefully he's okay. I don't think it's that bad of an injury, but he's out this week. This is a tough one to call. I keep picking against Baker Mayfield, and he keeps looking actually like a decent quarterback again. I think he's going to struggle with this Saints defense, though. The Saints defense is looking really, really good, and I think hopefully Kamara can come back strong. Hopefully he wants to make up for lost time with the suspension. I'm leaning Saints, but I don't feel strongly about this one.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a battle of the defenses, which usually between this matchup over the years, it seems like it has been that. Jameis Winston, that start off when he entered the game, I think it was a 3-yard completion, then 2 incompletions and a pick or something after that. Definitely not a good start. Was in the game with a 17-point lead and blew it in one quarter, unable to put anything together against the Packers. He is at home in this one. I'm tempted, as you are, to lean Buccaneers in this one. Rachaad White getting more of the carries there in the backfield. Hopefully, maybe he can get something to go. So you're leaning a little bit Saints. I'm leaning a little bit Bucks. I don't think it's going to be this big split, 66-34. I like Mike Evans over the top, but
I'll let you take this one. Like I said, I keep going back and forth every time I think about this matchup.
Yeah, this one is definitely really tough. But I think at home, I'm a sucker for a home team. So let's go Saints. The other home team in this one, undefeated Eagles hosting the Washington Commanders. Anything but an Eagles win?
Nah, I'm going to keep picking Eagles.
Yeah. Fly, Eagles, fly. Can Minnesota get off the board? Bryce Young, I don't know if he'll be back this week. I think they said 1 to 2 weeks. He missed last week in Carolina's loss. We'll see if he loses again. I think this is the game that Minnesota can bounce back. All of these rumors about Kirk Cousins, who's leading most fantasy league formats in quarterback points, having these amazing performances and just can't get a win, kind of the opposite of last year where the Vikings just seem to have these weird things happen throughout every single game and then end up winning. This year they're doing decently well and end up always losing, winning 11 one-score possession games this year, and they're 0-3 in one possession games already to start the season. But I got them bouncing back in this one. I think that Justin Jefferson getting Addison more touches there, TJ Hawkinson, everything like that. I think Minnesota is going to take this one.
Yeah, I think Andy Dalton looked decent last weekend. I think that's a nice backup for Bryce. Panthers didn't look so bad. However, I think the Vikings actually are an okay football team despite their 0-3 record. I think they just need to figure out how to stop turning the ball over, and once they figure that out, they'll be okay. I think Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins have been on the same page like they have been throughout their career together. I think if they could just drop the turnovers a little bit this weekend,
that would help a little. That would definitely help. But yeah, we are in agreement. Vikings over the Panthers in that one. CJ Stroud picking up his first win of his NFL career as they host TJ Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers down in Texas. Who do you got in this one?
CJ Stroud is looking like he might be the real deal in the NFL. Great win for him. I'm happy for him. However, he's playing a much harder defense. He's playing the best defensive player in the whole league in TJ Watt. And I think the Steelers just run over, and he's not able to produce like it was last weekend. I don't think the Steelers offense is looking good at all, but you don't, sometimes your offense doesn't need to be good when your defense is doing as well as they are. And I think this weekend they're going to have an awesome game.
Yeah. I think short fields are definitely the key to that offensive success, and no one better to give you a short field than TJ Watt with all that he can do. I'm really waiting for this year for a pick six and a fumble recovery for a touchdown for him. I want to see it in the same game, and I think he is the player to do it. So I agree. Steelers over the Texans. The Raiders, we said we will never, ever pick the Raiders again, except they're playing Denver. Are we in agreement that we will go with the Chargers at home this week?
I'm probably leaning Chargers. I think the Raiders might pull this one off, if I'm honest, though. Devontae Adams went off last weekend. Jimmy Garoppolo's got to be feeling good. Yeah, I know they lost. But true. But Jimmy Garoppolo's got to be feeling good about having his first big game with his star receiver. Chargers are probably the better team. I'll lean Chargers if you think them.
Yeah, I got Chargers to win at home this time over the Raiders. Cowboys, after that, I don't know, humiliating, unexpected, pick the word you want to use. No Trevion.
Unexpected, but so expected for the Cowboys at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. If anyone was going to do it, it is them. They take on the Patriots. Mac Jones going against Micah Parsons. Who you got?
I got Cowboys. I think they bounce back, but man, every time we think they're one of the best teams in the league, they go and do something like lose to the Arizona Cardinals, and it's just so funny to see history repeating itself. I think they bounce back. That being said,
yeah,
I don't think Dak Prescott throws the interception in the end zone again.
Yeah, that would be helpful. San Francisco taking on that same Cardinals team. Great defense. Josh Dobbs showed he is him and took down the Cowboys last week. But can he take down that San Francisco defense? Playing probably back-to-back the best defenses in the league with Dallas and then San Francisco. Is he just the kryptonite for good defenses?
Yeah, I looked at the Cardinals schedule a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, there's no way they don't start the season 0-4. With the Cowboys and the 49ers week 3, week 4. Obviously, that's not who you want to play. They pulled off a win last weekend. They're not going to pull off a win this weekend. 49ers aren't going to make the same mistakes that the Cowboys did. 49ers are looking great, man. Brock is showing flashes of what he showed last year. I think he started the season a little slowly, despite their perfect record. I think he's warming back into himself, and I think the Niners win this pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree with that. San Francisco to stay undefeated. As the Jets, maybe people circled this Sunday night game as one of the more exciting ones at the start of the season with Aaron Rodgers going down. We've seen Zach Wilson, what he can do. They welcome the Kansas City Chiefs after that great win over the Chicago Bears there at Arrowhead with T. Swift looking on. Can the Chiefs go into MetLife and get a win for Taylor?
So there's 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Zach Wilson has the 33rd best QB rating. Zach Wilson, I feel so sorry for the guy, but he's just not a good football player, and they need to do something. They obviously just signed a Trevor Siemian to the practice squad. I don't know. They got to do something with this. The Jets are too good to not try to gamble on a different quarterback to see where the season can go. I think the Chiefs easily win this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Chiefs to go in on Sunday night. Monday night sees the same stadium again. Now, remember, this happened week 1 where we had the Giants hosting Sunday night and the Jets hosting Monday night, and they both won. You got 1 win or 0 wins this time around.
This is a tough one to call. I think Daniel Jones is starting to figure it out. He's starting to actually play like he deserved the big contract that he got. I think the Seahawks might be one of the most underrated teams in the league, though, right now. Geno Smith is awesome. Tyler Lockett. I don't know. I'm going to defer this one to you.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants, we said it when we did our prediction show at the start of the season. Brian Daboll did a great job last year, and they ended up 9-8. You know, the issues with Saquon Barkley. Now he's injured. He's been in and out. We'll see how he does finish up practice this week, and if he is able to even go at all. That will be huge. But they went 9-8, and I just don't see, after the big paydays to Daniel Jones, a big payday to bring in Waller. I mean, he's great, but still. Nothing like over the top to kind of propel them past that 9-win mark. I just don't see it. Seattle it needs to keep pace. I think they will go in. Kenneth Walker looks better every single week. I like the Seahawks under the lights at MetLife to get the win. And there you have it. All 16 picks from us. We went a nice 11-5 last week. We already started off this week 0-1, so we are going to need to pick it up with these picks. But we do all our picks here through ESPN.com, so go ahead and get your picks in and pick along with us throughout the season as we go for the number one ranking here on ESPN. We have some work to do as we sit outside the top 200,000, but go ahead and get your picks in. And until next week, enjoy all the EPL games, enjoy all the NFL games, enjoy all the college football games, and get ready for the MLB playoffs as well. A great sports calendar coming up as we turn the page into October. Until next time, we'll see you.